I'm Forrest Saunders standing in front of the state capitol in an election cycle full of surprises. This wasn't one of them. Tuesday night's primary battle for Florida's U.S. Senate seat turned out pretty much as we expected. No upsets, no real surprises. But what we're left with is a lot of speculation about what comes next. The votes are in. Florida's former Congresswoman Debbie Mucarsel-Powell easily nabbed a victory over three Dem challengers Tuesday night, grabbing more than 65% of the vote.
Voters know that Rick Scott has betrayed our state at every turn imaginable.
In a press call earlier in the day, Powell paid little mind to her opponents, focusing instead on incumbent GOP Senator Rick Scott. She torched him for Florida's high property insurance premiums, a plan to consider sunsetting entitlements and support of abortion restrictions.
We have built a campaign that's already put this race within the margin of error. And believe me when I tell you, we know that we can win in November.
While her Dem opponents, like Stanley Campbell, were able to secure union endorsements, Powell outraised them all and had the backing of President Joe Biden.
Debbie's running against Rick Scott, who wants to sunset Social Security. I think the voters are going to sunset Rick Scott.
Speaking of Scott, he posted a quick thank you to voters online and opted out of a public watch party, cruising to victory with more than 80% of the vote.
So my opponent is a complete liar.
Scott, too, has been focused on his likely Dem challenger throughout the race. When we spoke in January, the senator rejected criticism that he was extreme on abortion and labeled Powell a liar and a socialist, questioning where she draws the line on abortion access.
She ought to exactly say where she is. I support pro-life legislation, and I'm going to continue to do it. I think we've got to figure out how to make adoption more affordable and easier.
Scott does have the backing of former President Donald Trump, who posted this on Saturday, not to mention a war chest of cash that Scott has bolstered with his own pocketbook. The real fight for the seat comes next, and the latest Florida Atlantic polling of likely voters suggests Scott may be vulnerable. Powell just 4 points back, 43%, to Scott's 47%. So what is coming next? Well, Democrats really think they have a shot at upsetting Rick Scott and winning this U.S. Senate seat. And one of the biggest reasons why is because Vice President Kamala Harris is now at the top of the ticket. That is despite Republicans still touting that more than 1 million more registered voters over Democrats. That's the latest out here at the state capitol. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.